Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Mitch from the Revolution in the Morning show and the Independent Voter Radio show on Revolution Radio. You know, I've been doing these Trump assassination files shows, kind of categorizing, going through all the news and information really since all this started in 2015. And let me tell you what, the mainstream media is basically, they're full of shit, okay? They're a bunch of lying sacks of poop. They lie to you 24/7. They don't tell you the truth. Let's start, okay? Let's start on the truth about the so-called Russia dossier, the collusion between Trump and Putin to steal the election from Hillary Clinton, who that shitbag just made that accusation last week. Let's start with the dossier itself, a compilation of investigative stuff pulled together by Fusion GPS, who was paid by Perkins Coie law firm, Michael Sussman, and I forget the other lawyer's name. Anyway, so, these two guys, I'll get to their names a little later. As I go down through the list, we know that the dossier itself was started in October of 2015 in the version of the neocon dossier with Bill Kristol, the Washington Free Beacon, and was it Paul Singer? Is that the guy's name? One of those never-Trumpers. They were paying for the dirt when Nellie Orr was using her high-security access with CrowdStrike to get information from the U.S. 702 Intel data systems. We know this for a fact. There's no doubt about it that Nellie Orr and Barack Obama and the Barack Obama administration for 4 years allowed political research using top secret government sources to take on the Republicans in elections. That's totally illegal. But listen, the neocon dossier was paid through May of 2016. In April of 2016, Hillary Clinton, the Democrat National Committee, the Hillary for America, started paying Perkins Coie law firm for services rendered by Fusion GPS. And I'm sure there's more information there with CrowdStrike also getting into this act of the dossier itself. Now here we have a lot of problems with timing, and this should easily be found by the paper trail from either Christopher Steele, Nellie Orr, Eric Baumgardner, and others who participated in the collection of information that went into the so-called Steele Dossier. The Steele Dossier itself, though, the 17 memos of 35 pages, is a limited hangout. It's a load of bullshit, okay? Because look at the numbers on the the numbers on the memos themselves, the dates and the numbers. According to the numbers, ladies and gentlemen, there are 166 memos. There were 79 created before Christopher Steele. Now, see, it's my belief that the so-called BuzzFeed leak and the McCain leak and all of these other leaks, those documents came from Fusion GPS. Now, Christopher Steele may have earlier gotten the information and sent it to Fusion GPS, but clearly Fusion GPS put it into their system and did an edit on it, just as any journalist would when they get raw information in from the field. Okay, so this dossier of Christopher Steele's is really a special leak, a limited hangout, so to speak. It's more like a propaganda psyop, okay, to kick in the smoking gun. Where are the rest of the dossier pages? John Brennan, another one of the conspirators here, said that there were quote-unquote hundreds of pages within the dossier, the Trump-Russia dossier. I really should call it the Clinton-Fusion GPS Dossier. This document was close to 500 pages. John Brennan said so when he briefed the Gang of Eight. Now, the Gang of Eight have known for years how the government itself actually tried to assassinate President Trump's presidency. That's the only way to say it, I guess. Anyway, so listen, there's two versions of the dossier, because you have Fusion GPS from April through June, when who was collecting information? We don't know. We don't have any of that information. That should be easily be able to be found out. Also, then we know that Christopher Steele picked it up and ran with the dossier through January of 2017. But on side notes, we know that Cody Shearer, a Democrat operative, had his own dossier, the Shearer dossier, which I believe Cody Shearer and Sidney Blumenthal kind of put together. These are kind of Clinton hemorrhoids, I guess is a good description of them. We have the John Brennan Gang of Eight dossier that could be different. We don't know. Okay, we have the Barack Obama, who created another dossier that was speckled with, well, childish propaganda from the Cold War that looks like a junior high schooler put together a report on Russia and the U.S. Cold War tensions. So listen, I was given to Bob Cardin. Those are just the dossier numbers that we know, ladies and gentlemen, okay? That's what we know. There should be no reason we can't get the entire dossier from Fusion GPS, okay? We know that Robbie Mook was the liaison between Fusion GPS and the Clinton campaign, received the updates. These guys, well, need to be held accountable for what they've done. But the Fusion GPS dossier is a Clinton opposition research document from start to finish. Nothing in it is probably valid or true, except, for example, Carter Page is a real person. Donald Trump really ran for president. I mean, these idiotic truths are, some of the things that John Brennan would say to point to that say it's true. This is the same poor reporting that we get from the liberal media today. So remember that. The Steele Dossier, the Trump assassination files, catch them Tuesday nights, 8 to 10 p.m. on the Independent Voter Radio Show. You shouldn't miss it if you want to get the truth. Come on and tune on in.